Over the last few weeks, we've focused on the vegetables and food plot. This year, we haven't looked on the flower bed that much. Well, that changes now in this week's garden segment. Justin Morgan joining me today, of course. We do have our flower garden. Now, it's not your typical one we've shown the last couple of years was annuals. This is the natural one. Terry from Barker Creek showed us, planted them back early in the spring. And Justin, what do you think, how it looks?
Yeah, Terry did a great job. Barker Creek knows a ton about this stuff. So it's, like you said, it's more for the pollinators, the bees, the butterflies, and a more natural way to go about it.
Right, and in fact, to look closely, at times you can see there's a bee right here. Normally it's buzzing all the time in the afternoons. Luckily this morning, a little foggy out here, it's not too bad, but at least a couple bees around. We do have our Japanese beetles, which we've been doing our best to take care of with our Japanese beetle detractor, let's say, Justin?
Yeah, them Japanese beetles, they really like us this year. So that's a natural organic way to eliminate the beetles from destroying our plants.
Right. Now, obviously, the leaves are not in the best shape, but we can tell it's getting ready to bloom. What can we do to make sure it's going to keep on going?
Yeah, so right now, we can bring in the Bloom Blaster. It's a 4-18-4. And that will have kelp in there, and then we make the humic and fulvic acid to go on there, so it's a natural way to help drive that in there. There's plants in here that haven't bloomed yet. There's plants that already bloomed out, and that's a nice thing what Terry did. He's always got something blooming out here, so we can continue to track all year long. So what I'll do with the Bloom Blaster, and watch out, I don't want to spray you, is you just would kind of go in and then just cover the leaves on a figure 8. So just a little bit like that goes a long ways. You don't ever want to water with this, you just want to feed it like a figure 8 so it gets the food that it needs.
And what you did there was really enough, right?
Yeah, yep, that's all you need. And then to come in underneath of the plants to help feed the soil, which would feed the roots, is the Healthy Garden. That's an organic way to help really get that nutrient going for the roots and help grow through some of these issues. And of course, with that 6 in the middle, which is the phosphorus, that'll help make them bigger blooms.
All right, awesome. And of course, it's pretty simple. Let it grow. It's growing wet nicely. Put on the Bloom Blaster. What's next? How about the fruit trees? We know we planted them a few months ago. They've kind of been hurting a little bit. Let's go check them out.
All right, sounds good.
So Justin, we're back here at our cherry tree, and we can tell there's some really nice leaves, and up toward the top, some slightly damaged leaves, of course.
The Japanese beetles have really been a bugger this year on us. So, as you can see, we're doing that natural way we talked about over in the flower bed. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in with a tree and shrub underneath it. And same thing with the Healthy Garden. This is more like a compost and bark. There's gypsum in there, there's Tennessee brown rock, some phosphorus in there too, some nutrient to help them roots get really maybe more food down there to help grow through these issues.
Yeah, because we know it's been happening the last couple of years, but the little extra help is not a bad thing at all, right?
Yeah, no, and remember, when we stay organic here at 9 and 10, it takes a little longer to kind of overcome some of these issues because we're not spraying chemicals. We can't just nuke them right away. We're actually going through with an organic setting, so it's just taking a little bit more longer than it should.
And like we talked about in everything we do here, it might take some time, but it comes out in the end, the long run, a much better product.
Yeah, and it's better for us, better for the environment, so I like the direction. It's just we just gotta accept a few bad leaves like this. So
it's gonna happen, right? Regardless. Yep. Weeds happen, bugs happen.
That's right.
We deal with it, move on forward, right?
Right on.
Okay. And of course, we're talking short-term, long-term. We talked about that for a long time now. Working on that. We'll have more details on how that's coming along next week.